your name? Your name? Where are you working right now? And what do you do, please?
Me?
Yes.
Okay, so Assalamu alaikum. My name is Yvonne Lodico. I'm the executive director of a nonprofit 501c3 called Grace Initiative Global. It's we work on peace building and humanitarian issues, including refugee resettlement. We are an affiliate of one of the 10 State Department agencies for resettlement of refugees. Our program is called Matching Grants, but before I discuss matching grants, I will explain a little bit the private refugee program that was just started by the State Department and how ours is different. So the new program will be something called like the Resettlement and Placement Program, and that is for 90 days. The State Department will recruit the refugees for this private sponsors. The private sponsors can be, will receive a family, but they will first have to be vetted. The State Department will vet the group, the private group, and they will have to show that they have the funds, and they will be able to have clear a security clearance before the State Department will select them. If they are selected,
I'm so sorry. No, because they tell them they have a translator. I tell them it's okay. You have to say everything. I get a translator to them.
Okay.
And is even get a video and translate it to everyone. It's no problem. Finish, please.
So should I speak slower?
Yes, please.
Okay. So the new private resettlement program from the State Department will be a program in which the State Department will provide the refugees. Most of these refugees are people waiting to be resettled in the United States. The second part is that the private group that will be selected will have to show that they have the financial means to resettle refugees. They will have to have a security clearance, and they will have to show that they have community support. So they will have to have had a consultation with the school system, the sheriff, police, different support systems in the community. So you just cannot be a random person. You have to be connected to the community, and you have to show that you will be able to resettle that group, whatever the refugees you are assigned. Secondly, this program is only for 90 days. So each private group will receive money from the State Department for $2,275. And so during that program, the private group will give them cash assistance of $100 for 3 months, so that'd be $300. They will have to help them find housing. They will have to help them register for school. They will have to help them get English as a second language course and get clothing and other support systems that will be needed. So that would be the private sector, the private refugee resettlement with the State Department. It would be with the State Department and that private group directly. Now, the program that we have is also with the State Department, but it's a little bit different. And ours is 240 days, up to 1 year for minors and other groups. So our group, our program is $200 a month. Plus, we also have to ensure that they have jobs, that they have employment training, that they have English as a second language, and housing. They have to be self-sufficient at the end of 8 months. And if they are not, we have to extend the program. We don't want people to just be dependent on cash assistance from the state's cash assistance. Our funding comes from the State Department and not the grant, the state. But we also supply or provide like Medicaid, food stamps or SNAP, in other services, but the cash assistance comes from the State Department and not from the state.
Okay. Then how about after the 90 days? What are going to happen? Because you tell me, I hear you say support for 90 days.
Yeah,
okay,
but that's why I'm saying our program is better, because after 90 days, that's nothing. So we resettled Afghans this year, and we resettled them on they're both programs, the 90 days and the matching grant, which is what we do. And we have been approved for more matching grants. So I know that the 90 days is nothing. It sounds like something gets you started, but after 90 days, people need a lot more support. So that's why we're saying that we can help with our program.
Okay. Does mean after the 90 days, does nobody kind of get like a work permit?
No. In 90 days, they get their work authorization.
Mm-hmm.
If they are from Ukraine, they get it right away.
Yeah. How about okay.
So the 90 days, the private group, they must get them their Social Security card, their Medicaid, employment authorization, apply for a driver's license, help them get into school, get them clothing, get them furniture for housing, and help them get housing, and get them into ESL. It's a lot of work, and you have to be very coordinated. But yes, it's all getting all of those services are possible in 90 days. Is the family after 90 days, even with employment authorization, Social Security, Medicaid, food stamps, is 90 days enough?
90 days
the question.
Enough. Okay, and you're talking about Ukraine only about this program. How about Yemen, Syria? Any future? What do you think about it?
There's no limitation on the type of refugee. There's no limitation. I mean, you can, if you qualify to come as a refugee or maybe humanitarian parolee, or you're a special immigrant visa, as long as you qualify for the program, you will be able to qualify to be recruited under a private sponsorship. But the State Department will organize the link between the private sponsor and the refugees. You don't have to go out and recruit them.
Okay. I think they were program, and they were for cases and everyone, and they can be in a group, and they can be like I think it's 2,270 I think for each one.
$2,275 for each adult, and it's about half that, maybe less, for children. Might be $50 for each child.
Okay.
So it's for, so if you have a family, you'll have a husband and a wife. Each one will get $2,275. And of those funds, so for those 90 days, $100 will go to each one. So each one will get $300 cash, and then they will have funds to help pay for basic needs, toiletries, some clothing, books, or whatever, with the rest of the funds. And for 1,225 goes to the refugee. 1,050 will go to the people who are resettling the refugee. So for $2,275, only 1,225 go to the refugee. Can you understand that?
Yeah, I understand. And let me translate to everyone, because a lot of people they're talking about in Yemen, in Syria, in Saudi Arabia, and Iraq. This program doesn't include any any country, is any Arabic country right now, and they're talking about Ukraine and South Africa, right? That's what.
South Africa? I don't know about South Africa.
What was, you know, what country? Can you tell me what country they included?
Any people who qualify to be under the status of refugee. You have to be legal in the sense of having refugee status, humanitarian parolee status. You know, if you're coming into the United States and you have one of these refugee statuses, then you will qualify to be matched up with a private group.
Okay, only in a group, and then I'm talking about.
It's a private group. So the private resettlement is, there has to be a group of at least 4 people who are part of the private group. Once the State Department is satisfied that you meet the criteria for the resettlement and you passed the security clearance and you can show that you have the means and the community support,
okay,
then you apply.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. One of them, you tell me, is scary. Can you say again, please? Clearance.
Security clearance.
And
yeah, the private group will have to be cleared by the State Department.
Okay.
So you apply to the State Department to be a private group. You need at least 4 people in the private group. You need to qualify to be selected. And those steps include having community support, talk to the schools, talk to the community, know who understand the social services that are required. And you have to have the means to support those people, your group. Once you apply to the State Department. If the State Department selects you, your private group, then they will also match refugees for your group. So, and then once the refugee arrives to your group, the State Department will provide funding to you for the group.
اوكي let me translate him. يقول لك اليمن هي مش من ضمن موضوع هذا القرار. ضروري انه تكون هذه يعني من ضمن هذا القرار ضروري انه يكون مسجل، انه اول حاجه ما يكونش عليه يعني سجل جنائي او يكون عنده اي مشاكل او مع وزاره الخارجيه مثلا يكون اسمه مدرج ضمن جماعه ارهابيه او قائمه ارهابيه او غيرها. ضروري انه يكون نظيف، ضروري انه يكون الجروب الذي بيجي منها والمكان الذي يجي منه يكون يعني ما فيش عليها اي مشاكل. تمام. وضروري قلنا لكم اليمن واي دوله عربيه ما فيش من ضمن هذا القرار، مش تحت هذا البند ولا حيقدر يدخل من هذه الدول بالوقت الحالي لان هي مش من ضمن الدول. هو يقول لك اذا كنت من اوكرانيا في الوقت الحالي تقدر تدخل على طول، بمعنى انه 90 يوم، بعد 90 يوم الجروب الذي بيجيبوك على اساس ال 90 اليوم هم الذي يعني بيقدوا لك المسكن والمشرب والمأكل. بعد 90 يوم تقدر تقدم مثلا يدوا لك سوشيال سكيورتي، يدوا لك تقدر تطلع درايفر لايسنس، يعني تكون عادي. بس لحد الآن بالنسبة للموضوع نحن والأهم الذي نحن نعتمد به احنا كيمنيين، هذا البرنامج ما هوش موجود اليمن من ضمن هذه القائمة، وهذا الأهمية بالنسبة لكم. Another question, like in this program, and they call to Yemen in the futures, is mean, and I want to bring like my family. It's like I want to support some refugees, like, and I want to bring my family, and I want to bring my family here. They can't do it. I'm talking about right now about the futures, and they include Yemen from this program.
I think like you petitioning for your family, that's different. Because you're here legally and you're petitioning for your family. That's a different process, and you can petition for your family. The private refugee group is a different program. They're like an independent like a little independent agency. And once they are approved by the State Department, then the State Department will send them refugees. It's not necessarily for your family, or you could get people from, you don't know. I mean, I don't know what country they will give that independent group.
So they want to bring it from Yemen.
Yeah, if they do, then maybe they will give it to a Yemenis private group. But the first thing that the group has to do is to qualify and submit an application to the State Department. And it's on the State Department website. So once they qualify, they then would be ready to receive refugees. But the point is that the refugees, whoever comes in has to, it's not like an immigrant or a migrant worker, would have to be a refugee, someone who was on refugee status.
I hear أنها لن تشمل اليمن. هذا البرنامج الجديد بالنسبة للكفالة الخماسية لن تشمل اليمن. يقول لك اليمن ليس من ضمن هذه الكفالة، لا اليمن ولا العراق ولا سوريا ولا غيرهم. لذلك